Hey, it's the Empire, Geoboxing Empire, Backstar Boxing. Now, man, wild stuff, man. After TEOFIMO Lopez got completely dismantled by his mandatory in George Gambosis, man, Gambosis got all the titles now. Besides the WBC title, he has the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO titles, and the guy is on cloud nine, man. That being said, a lot of people thought these champions were that guy. Now it's looking a little uncertain. Now Gervonta Tank Davis and Devin Haney, they're fighting this weekend, right? My boy Gervonta Tank Davis is fighting on the 5th of December against Isaac Cruz, and Devin Haney is fighting against his mandatory Joseph Diaz on December 4th. So there's literally back-to-back big fights happening at the 135 division, and now everyone is saying, are we gonna get another Teofimo Lopez versus George Gambosis fight, right? Is there gonna be another big upset? And this is a really big deal, man, because this has been happening back to back in the sport of boxing, man. Anthony Joshua just lost to his mandatory, and Alexander Usyk, right, his WBO mandatory, he lost to that guy. No one gave Alexander Usyk a chance. The guy was coming up from a smaller weight class. He was a small heavyweight, right? Guy coming from cruiserweight. He didn't look good in his opening fights at heavyweight. The most notable one was Derek Chisora. Right, Derek Chisora was looking great in the first 4 rounds. He was bullying Alexander Usyk, and I had him winning the early rounds until basically Derek Chisora gassed out. Derek Chisora gassed out, and then Alexander Usyk was able to pick him apart. That all being said, man, Teofimo Lopez was on cloud nine, man. He was talking about, we got J-Lo, we got J-Lo. He was saying everyone, all these big Hispanic artists were coming to his platform, how he got this big deal with Triller. He was talking about how he had partnerships with with Twitter. Wild stuff, man. This guy was going to Italy, on vacation, right? You see him hanging out with bodybuilders, like this guy called The Mountain, right? You guys see it. I have it playing. He's getting hit by this big 6'4" guy, or however big he is, in his stomach. This is wild. Teofimo Lopez is on cloud nine after being Vasyl Lomachenko. I understand Vasyl Lomachenko was a big superstar fighter. Bob Arum was saying at one point in Teofimo's career that he was better than Muhammad Ali. And Bob Arum was saying that. He was saying that Vasyl Lomachenko was the best fighter he ever had, and this guy is better than Muhammad Ali. That this is the level on cloud nine that Vasyl Lomachenko was. So when Teofimo Lopez beat him, well, he thought that guy was a god. He thought he was that guy. So all that being said, man, understand that, these mandatories are a big deal. One being a mandatory in Devin Haney, and the other fighter that's a big deal is Isaac Cruz, which is the best fighter in Mexico. You go on boxrec.com, this guy is the best fighter in Mexico. So that all being said, man, this is going to be a really big weekend for boxing, man. The 135 division is hot right now, and this is going to be fire, man. Starting the end of the year is going to be a big deal, and it's only going to be bombs, man. It's going to be bombs. I'm expecting a knockout from both fighters. Both these fighters are going to try to get the knockout, man. And understand that Gervonta Tank Davis is a known knockout artist, man. 24 wins, 25 wins, 24 knockouts. And Devin Haney, he hasn't been knocking anyone out, so he's going to want to prove people wrong and trying to stop Jojo Diaz. Now, Joseph Diaz is a phenomenal fighter. His big win that really put him on the map was that fight with him and Tevin Farmer. That was a shocking win. No one expected him to get that win, but he did get that win, and that was a big deal because Tevin Farmer at one point in his career, but there was a big rivalry between Tevin Farmer and Gervonta Tank Davis. And there's no doubt in my mind that fight would have been big, no doubt, in Atlanta. Yeah, that's a big fight for the block, for the hood, for the African American people. Understand that Tevin Farmer's from Philly, right? Really big, and Philly fighters are dangerous. Understand that Cool Boy Steph just unified the division, right? Getting 2 of the 4 titles in his division, right? Another top elite fighter is Jaron in his boots, right? I can keep going on and on naming these top elite Philly fighters, but it's always been a Black American tradition to have these top American black athletes compete. And these guys, they're above wins or losses. They're just great fighters to watch. So these fighters are bigger than losses, right? Another fighter is Julian Jarrett Williams. So, man, this is a really big deal, man. I'm really excited to see Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis fight. This is going to be one for the books, man. I'm excited for the weekend. But, yeah, man, they got to come ready. After everything that happened, you know, they got to come and they got to perform, because they can't look past their fighter, because this year has been full with fighters who went past the pandemic and they didn't train as hard as their contenders did or the challengers did, and they just got one up, man. It turned out the hungrier their fighter, they ate, man. They ate off the guy, you know. A lot of times in boxing, you see these fighters and they're like, man, you know, they see that top dog is a meal ticket, and that's how they get these wins, man. That's how these challengers get these wins. They see these guys as meal tickets, and then they come to fight, man, and they bring it and they win it. Because a lot of times, not only did these fighters dominate the fight, but I mean, sometimes they try to knock the guy out, right? In the beginning of the TEOFIMO Lopez Gambosa's fight, Gambosa's came to fight, man. He dropped TEOFIMO early in the fight, and that cut was bad in TEOFIMO Lopez, man. It was really bad. You know, it was really bad. It was almost, at one point they stopped it in between the fight to check his cut. You know, it was almost stopped, you know? So, yeah, man, these guys are coming to bring it, man. It's going to be a really big fight. And it's at the end of the year, too, man. Christmas came early in December 5th. So, I'm really excited to see it, man. But who you guys got, man? You guys think Gervonta and Devin Haney are both going to get the knockout? Or you think one of these guys are going to upset them? These are both big fighters. They're both Mexican fighters. Isaac Cruz, straight from Mexico. Joseph Diaz, a Mexican-American. And this is going to be a big deal, man. You know, one of the big rivalries in boxing, Mexican fighters versus African-American fighters. You know, so, you know, this is going to be a big deal. Understand that, you know, Joseph Diaz is a southpaw, so it's going to be a chess match between him and Devin Haney. And the fight with Gervonta Tank Davis and Isaac Cruz, that's going to be just straight up war, man. There ain't going to be no boxing. It's going to be a war of attrition. So that's what I'm expecting in that fight, man. It's going to be big dogs only, man. You know, wild stuff, man. Wild stuff. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Peace.